Hey all, Newly back here again. Today we are doing a tutorial of Dead City and all the quests combined with that. This is where you'll pick up the first quest for that, and then you'll scroll down and teleport inside from him. Um, you will have to click it twice. This will be I want to say, probably do about a 6-part series. Um, I'm doing that because I'm going to break it down between each of the wings, and then I will break it down between the last boss in here as well as the bonus boss, and how to get all the bonus boss pieces. The last video will also be a costume video on all the different costumes, much like the one I did for GT. I'll do for GT as well, and TEPS. So displaying all the costumes and rewards from doing Dead City. Now, Dead City is the second raid you will get to inside of Allods Online, right after completing GT. This one is different in that it won't give you 2 rubies like GT will. It will only give you 1, but you do have a bit better costume box rewards, I should say. Um, if we're talking historically, DC is probably my favorite raid. Not because of like I haven't enjoyed the other raids going forward in Allods. It's just this is one of the raids that I really spent the most time in, and um, even though it was exhausting to do at level, and back in the old days, it was a lot of fun for me. I know several of my guilds will not share the same thought process, but it was fun for me. But yeah, getting into it, as soon as you get your first quest, you're gonna head in here, talk to Nihaz, and then he's gonna give you about six quests, telling you to kill 2 bosses in each of the wings. The first boss in each wing is not killed for that, but it used to drop loot. Um, However, when you do the quest line, you do have to kill everything anyways, so are still important. The first portion of the Dragon Wing has a mini boss section, and as you'll see, we'll skip ahead and get up to where the first mini boss is, well, the second mini boss is, and um, my friend will be going over to the other mini boss. They are not really difficult to kill anymore, but they do have to be killed simultaneously. Um, they will lock at 1%, so you don't have to worry about having the same damage and the time limit. It's just getting their health down at the same time, and then they will die, and that will open the gate so you can head to the first boss. As you can see, you can skip these mobs, but if you do it wrong, you can just kind of kill through them and run through them. I would say avoid those marks on the ground. It's their flame splash. It does kind of deal a little bit of damage. I guess I should talk about the wings themselves. The 3 wings of Dead City are split up into the Dragon Wing, the Demon Wing, and the Worm Wing. Um, the lore of this is basically that the 3 races were having a war amongst themselves, and Sarn sort of intervened a little bit, or not Sarn, my bad, Nihaz intervened a little bit. So they had come to a kind of agreement a little bit, but not so much, and they were all they all end up trying to get back at him and get revenge. So as you go through each wing, you'll learn a little bit more about the race itself and their kind of lore behind their dispute with each other, and then they all kind of tell you, after you clear their wings, they all kind of tell you that you need to go back and defeat Nihaz because he's the real reason that everything sort of started. This is what I was talking about before. This is the first mini boss, and as you'll see, if they get down to 1%, they will stop until the other one is dead. And then as soon as you kill them, that text will come up telling you that the guards are down and the gates are open. and then you'll just head back up to the first boss. Um, the first boss in the Dragon Wing is Sharlaz the Sleepless, and he is a boss accompanied by two of his guards. Um, in the in the past, he is assuming your damage is not high enough. Also, he will put circles on the ground that will slow you and increase the damage you take. So you should avoid those. The best way to do it is to kite him around the circle. But if your DPS is high enough, you can just kind of kill him in the middle. Um, Once again, we are running through this in just 75 Astral Greens, not anything high geared or anything, to show you how easy it really is to do these raids now. But this is honestly still a really well designed raid. However, it's very long, and even though it's an old content raid, it can still take you about an hour or more just because of the actual length of it. That's why I'm splitting it up into different portions and just going to display each wing instead of doing it all at once, because it's a little bit more difficult to do. As you can see, they put a lot of design into it, and then that's the first boss right there. As you see, it can take a little bit of time, but yeah, just try to get him against the wall and then kite him around it, and then avoid the circles that he'll put down in the slows. He no longer drops loot, though he did in the past, and it would spawn a box. He no longer does anymore since relics were removed from the game. So after you kill him, you'll just head up the stairs, head up this pathway, and there's going to be some skeletons that will appear. And just kill them and avoid the poison circles that they spawn, because those still do % health damage, I believe. So you do not really want to be in them. They also slow, I think. Not exactly sure on the rate of slow anymore, but I do know it's a little bit significant. Once you get to the top of this, there's going to be another couple of ads, and then there's going to be a wide open room. It's full of ads on both sides, so if you try to head up the middle a bit, you can kind of avoid them. We were not really able to do. I mean, when you get to the staircase, there's still 3 mobs up there that you have to kill. Anyways, to get to the boss, you can skip them, but they don't have a lot of health. It's not really a big deal anymore. So it's better to just kill them. However, if you do accidentally pull the whole room, just kind of AoE it down. Don't worry, there's not any more. There's no more. There's nothing really left to worry about with their damage and having to kill the specific ones first. You can just kind of burst them all down together and head up into the room. Now this is the second boss and also the first quest boss that Nihaz is giving you, is the Lick Flame Tinderblocks. He is a easy boss in some ways, but he can be difficult. He does have a healing buff, as well as he will periodically spawn a healer ad. The last thing to be worried about with this boss is that if any members of your party die, he will spawn another ad on where they died, and that ad will start attacking the party. So this can be, if you're doing it at level, can be a wave wiper, because if people die, it can start killing everyone. Once he is down, you'll just head up the door will open, you'll head up the stairs of this ruined city, and there's a couple more mini packs of mobs that you'll see. Once again, they can be skipped, but I kind of failed at doing so because I just really wasn't paying attention. And yeah, as you can see, I just kind of pulled them. But they don't have a lot of health, so you can just kind of burst them down. It's not a big deal. Once you get past that last wave of mobs, you're going to head to the left and then head up inside of this this cathedral, I guess we could call it. This is actually broken up to a second port, so it will have a little load screen. But when you head up here, you're just going to head all the way up the stairs. be careful because you can fall off the stairs, and there's a couple portions of here where you can actually get stuck. There's also a bug location where you can get stuck and still be able to kill the boss while being fallen, but I think if you get put down there, you have to actually TP out afterwards, because I'm pretty sure it kind of, there's no way to actually get up from where that's at. Since the updates they have done, this is the only boss that in Dead City that still drops a costume box. So as from prior to before, where you could just get costume boxes from all the bosses, or all the end bosses, I should say, this one is the only one that still will give you a costume box. Um, he is a pretty interesting boss. He's ginormous, so you actually have to DPS both his hands, and then you can DPS him himself. Uh, Also be aware that he has ads that are behind us that will come into the room. You can kind of avoid them now and just kind of DPS him, but if they are pulled, they can be killed now, so it's not a big deal. As far as actual damage he does, avoid his Fire Blast, and if your DPS is a little bit slower, he will go into a kind of enraged mode. This is the first quest to kill Nihaz, as you can see, and this is the first portion of what you will need in order to summon the Dead King, which is the secret boss in here. This is what the chest looks like for the costume, and after you complete that, you'll just head back to the main city and get ready to take on the next wings. Things to be aware of, as you kill each wing, the next wings will get stronger. It should not be an issue for you at max level, but if you're coming in here at level, the power increase can be a little bit difficult to deal with. I once again would recommend coming in at max level with just even Astral Gears is enough. The next portion of this, I will do a showing off the pneumatic wing and the next wing. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and thank you very much. Leave a like and a comment and subscribe to the channel.